unit. We're just cleaning up some things communication-wise. Guys are still playing hard with positive attitudes. Just talked about taking advantage of our opportunities, and understanding that, it's a process. But I think guys are still playing hard and doing everything we ask them to do. We're just taking it one day at a time, winning each day. I think we got better on the practice field today.
Coach Kyle Nass, the 3-point conversion. You had mentioned you guys are getting better. How looking at the game this past weekend, like you had the one costly penalty that set up one of the scores, and then another was given up on a short field on a special teams turnover. Like when you look at that and the stats, surrounding how you guys held them, I think it was the -6 rushing for the first half, something like that. Are these things you build on mentally to kind of keep the guys going so they know they're going in the right direction?
Well, I mean, the standard is the standard. If they get the ball on the inch-yard line, we want to stop them. And I think that whatever the standard is, we keep that standard no matter what position we're in. So that's always what we're preaching. We're always trying to get better and looking for opportunities to get better. So I don't have a mindset of, this or that happened. It's more so like we're all a team, and if it happens to all of us. So I'm more so just keeping the guys moving forward, always looking for opportunities to get better, improve, and myself included.
Well, and after the game too, Terrance Plummer, T-Plum said that, that he felt like that this is a group that has been better than the previous two outings would indicate. Is that kind of something that pervades amongst the players themselves, or is it just, a matter of, these guys are confident like that, right?
Yeah, we're improving. We're improving as a group, but at the end of the day, win is a win and loss is a loss. So if you're not winning the game, then you're losing the game. So I think that the goal is to win. So you can improve every week, but if you don't win, then how much are you really improving? So I think that the main thing is just telling everybody not to worry about what's going to happen or what already happened, but just focus on the present and try to, win every opportunity that you have that's going on right now.
Yeah, Coach Carter Allen from the Allen Aaron Sports Radio Show. Always a pleasure. Can you talk about, we were just talking about Terrance Plummer and his leadership skills on the team. Can you talk about that for a little bit?
He's doing a good job, not only vocally, but, as far as his play, he's playing at a high level. He's doing everything we ask him to do. He's a very smart guy, very dependable person on a daily basis. He carries himself like a professional, and I think that he's one of our leaders, and he's doing it by leading by example.
Yeah, and for the one opportunity I did see, I know that there was penalties, but the drop pick 6, can you talk about the magnitude of that play at that moment?
Well, that's a part of the game, penalties, drop, missed opportunities. That's a part of the game. I'm just happy we're in position to make them. Obviously we want to make them and take full advantage of it, but it's a part of the game. I think the emotional part of things, once you do drop a ball or once something does happen, good or bad, it's like you got to have a clear mind, let it go, and kind of move forward because, the mental side of things is what I'm trying to teach as a coach. If you score a touchdown, if you get a pick 6, you still got to go out there and play again. If you drop a pick 6, if you get scored on, you still got to go out and play again. So just preaching that mindset of just keep pushing forward, moving forward. Don't get too high, don't get too low.
How are you, Coach? Jeff Barnes, Team EST Media. The first game, you were able to get a lot more pressure with just 4 guys. This game, not so much. It was kind of sporadic here and there where the 4-man pressure got there. Caused you to sell out a little bit more later on. What are you doing to try and get a little more consistency out of rushing 4?
Honestly, just mixing it up a little bit. Mixing it up, keeping guys fresh, is a big thing. They were more of a run team, this past week. So they kept more guys in blocking. They're a run play action team. So they have, rushing 4, they're blocking 6-5 guys. So, they have the advantage. But I do think that our D-line and our guys who rush the passer are, good enough to win their one-on-ones. So I think, just keeping guys fresh and, you know, getting them in positions where it's pass rush time. You know, when it's pass rush time, then, you know, they can rush the passer. But when you're playing a run pass team, then you got to kind of play it honest.
Coach, Hines Ward, after the game last week, mentioned about how he was taking advantage of the man coverage and how they were able to beat you guys one-on-one. What do you think about the possibility of scheming that up and maybe changing into more zone coverage to become less of a man identity? Because he noticed that the team is playing more to Coach Buckley's identity of dropping back as a defensive player in that one-on-one situation. What do you think about changing things up to maybe mix up the coverage a little bit and distract some quarterbacks?
Well, I mean, we do a good job of mixing it up, you know, man and zone. I think in some situations you have to play man, and their guys made plays, and, you know, that's why it's called a football game. They're going to make some plays, and we're going to make some plays. You know, if our guys make the play, then this conversation is probably not happening. You know, if their guy makes the play, then the conversation is happening.
Yeah, Coach Carter. Oh, go ahead.
Coach,
go ahead.
Mind, got the next game up on here. The Arlington Renegades are on the docket here. You have an opportunity to kind of jump back into the race there, because provided you win, then both you will be 1-2, and then suddenly things start to kind of turn back around. What is it you see in this Renegade squad that kind of piques your interest when you look at them on film?
They're a good football team. They have some good running backs, some you know, good skill players, pretty decent O-line as well. They're a good football team, and they're hungry just like we are. A lot of these games have been very competitive in this league, so I expect this one to be competitive as well.
Yeah, Coach Carter, I was just going to ask, you know, based on the biggest room is room for improvement, what did you hope after these two games that the team improves on the most this third game?
I mean, finishing the game, you know, we start off pretty good in the first half and first quarter, but playing 60 minutes and ultimately, you know, getting the win. I think we're all itching for that first win, and, you know, we want it, but we have to earn the right to win, which is what we're doing, you know, each and every day in the film room, on the practice field, and also, you know, things off the field as well.
Yeah, and to your point, you know, for the line, what are you seeing out of Jacoby Jones and his play so far, at least in the second game and the first game?
He's one of our, you know, bright guys on the defense side of the ball. He can rush the passer. He can stop the run. He plays with good energy, very quiet, you know, so his demeanor is, you don't hear from him. He's not a rah-rah guy. He just does what we ask, and he has a bright future.
Coach, the Renegades, unlike your last two opponents, aren't exactly the strongest running the football. It's been mostly Plitt that's done most of the damage for them offensively, and they aren't exactly lighting it up offensively. What this week are you challenge your guys with? Because that could be the hardest games to plan for, getting your guys to perform at their top when they think the offense isn't that good.
I don't think that's the case at all, because we hadn't won any games. So I think guys are hungry to get that, and they're self-motivated, so we don't have to motivate them to get them to play hard. It's not like we're 2-0 and we're playing an 0-2 team. So I think guys are hungry and still anxious, and also they want to show that they're worth as players. So I don't think you'll see anybody or any player, you know, taking anybody lightly. I mean, they should be taking us lightly. We're 0-2, so.
Anything else, guys?
I think I'm good, Andy.
Great. All right, Tony, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thanks,
Am
Coach.
I staying on or hanging up?
No, you can hang up.
Okay,
Appreciate
thank you.
Thanks, fellas.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Andy.